I'm telling you one more time. Step out of the vehicle or I'm going to break the window.
On August 13th, 2024, a woman was pulled over for allegedly driving 53 in a 35, and what should have been a routine traffic stop turned into one of the most avoidable arrests you will ever see. Instead of providing her license, she demanded proof, demanded a supervisor, demanded names, and somehow acted offended by every instruction while refusing the simplest one. Before she turns a speeding ticket into a broken window, hit like if you already know this could have ended in 5 minutes. Also, I'll be reaching 100,000 subscribers soon, so if you subscribe, I wouldn't say no to that either.
Good morning. It's actually good speed limit 35. You're going 53 this morning.
It was 3 people in front of me now. I want to record this because this is outrageous.
Okay. You have your driver's license and insurance?
I don't understand why I was being pulled over. Can you show me the speed I was doing?
Yeah, you're going 53 and a 35.
Can you show me? I'm asking you, can you show me?
It'll be on the camera for court.
I know. I want to see the camera now.
I can't do that.
Can I see your? Can I speak to your supervisor?
Sure. You have your driver's license and insurance?
I'm asking for a supervisor.
I'm asking for your license and insurance.
I'm asking for a supervisor.
Okay. In the meantime, I need your driver's license.
I'm asking for a supervisor. Can I see a supervisor, please?
Sure. Take it all morning. Supervisor's on the way. I need your ID. Ma'am, I've asked for your ID repeatedly. So, you don't have an ID? Not emergency. She's just not cooperative at all.
Girl, what's up with this girl?
She's mad.
What, because you giving her a ticket?
I mean, even giving one. She stopped her and said she was going 53 and a 35, and she refused to give me her ID. She started requesting a supervisor from the start. Delightful.
Okay.
And it's a rental
Yeah,
car.
I figured you did occasionally.
And it's a rental car.
Yeah. Let's do what we do. You want to try again? Is the sergeant on his way?
He's on his way from the 6th floor.
I hope not. I'm going to see if she'll give me her
Who's coming?
ID. Huh?
Who's coming? I'm going to call her.
Did you give the other officer your ID, ma'am? I can't hear you. Ma'am. Hey, ma'am, just hear me out for a second in case you didn't know. We don't have to show you our stuff. Yeah, okay, you have rights too, but we don't have to show you that stuff, ma'am.
You don't have to show me, so I don't have to show proof right here.
No, it doesn't work that way, ma'am. It doesn't work that way, ma'am. She just told you that you did. Ma'am, we don't have to show you our radar equipment. No, we don't. No, we don't, ma'am.
If you have to, I want to verify. How are you going to accuse me? It was, officer, listen, it was cars in front of me. How does she pick me out of all the people? Where's her proof? Can you ask her, where's her proof? That's what I want.
Ma'am, may we please have your...
He's asking for your ID, dear.
Can we have your ID, ma'am? That's all we need. I just explained all that to you. And yes, I did, ma'am. Because we don't have to show you what our radar stuff reading is. No, we don't, ma'am. Maybe for court, but not right now. Y'all know we are too, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Still here, still waiting for your ID that you won't give me.
Yeah. You can make this process go a whole lot faster.
Go very poorly for you.
Okay, I got time. So can I speak to your supervisor? Can you bring your supervisor out?
They're en route. Okay. Try to get all this resolved without a supervisor. Okay. All right. We'll be back. You said this is a written.
Yep. It's going. That's fine. I'll just run the plate and start the site and mirror the site. Comes back to the lens.
Did she tell you she was a sovereign citizen, one of those?
One of those mornings.
Messing around with these
one of
good
my-
citizens up here.
It's just one of those mornings that everybody's angry.
Dear, yeah, I want you to also understand that by refusing to give your ID, you'll be subject to arrest, or you will go to jail. If that's what you're waiting for to provide identification, you can be arrested for not providing your ID. Okay. Try it. Sometimes they do. Sometimes under threat of arrest, I will provide ID. Ma'am, can you at least keep your hands visible during the traffic stop? Put your hand on the steering wheel. You can record with the other hand, but take that other hand. Yep. Fantastic. I appreciate that, dear. Thank you very much. It's wonderful. I still can't hear you because this window is up. I still have no idea what you are saying, but I appreciate you for putting it up. Okay. I can't. What are you saying? No, I cannot. You're currently, this is a traffic stop. Okay, that's good. I don't know that. I've never met you before. I don't know what's in your car. Please keep your hand on the steering wheel, dear. Thank you. Okay.
I'm nervous right now.
Making me nervous you're not providing your ID. Okay. Do you have like a warrant or something? Because like we can take care of that. That's not hard. It's all right.
That's what we do, ma'am. On a traffic stop, we walk up.
I didn't do anything wrong. How can you prove that?
It's on my LiDAR gun. I do.
It's called probable cause, dear. That is the standard that we have met today. Yep, probable cause of a traffic infraction. What's that? Yeah.
Ma'am, I can't hear anything you're saying with your window up.
What's your name? I'm asking for your name.
Riley, right here on my seat, right there. Can you read?
Riley?
Yep, there you go.
Officer Markham. Yes, ma'am. What's that? My supervisor? The supervisor coming here? That gentleman is not my supervisor. I actually don't know his name. That's a daytime traffic unit. I've only seen him a few times. I hear they're rare. What's that? That's correct. Because you're refusing to provide your identification. No, you did not provide your identification. That is what you did do. I believe she said you were speeding. Is that correct?
She's speeding.
Instead of providing your ID and possibly getting a speeding ticket, your car's now getting towed.
Ma'am, this could have gone completely different. That was on you. And there's no reason. You have refused to provide your ID.
And I didn't even do anything. You stated that
You say you didn't do anything.
You said that I was speeding.
I did say that, and you were.
You said I was speeding, correct?
Yes, 53 and a 35.
So I was doing 53, so everybody was doing 53.
And she's admitted to speeding now. That's impressive.
Right? Correct?
No,
So I was the only one. So was it cars in front of me?
no.
It wasn't cars.
There were cars,
There cars in front
there
of
were
me.
cars in front of you not going 53.
Okay, so it wasn't cars in front. So how are you going to get me to the tow truck? Where's the supervisor at? How are you going to tow someone when I ask for a supervisor?
Don't need a supervisor to tow your car, ma'am.
You don't need a supervisor
I do not.
to tow your car? How are you going to tow your car?
Give us a second.
You take TikTok videos for this.
Go viral.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Good day, sir.
I don't know how you guys do it. I could not do it. I just don't have no
But the
patience.
patience, yeah.
If that cracks in the window, my taser's going to run. I'll put your ass out one way or another. I'm serious. I ain't got time for this shit.
Oh man, there's always
When
one
there's
somewhere.
people that might really need your guys' help. This bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
I watch those videos and I'm like, what in the hell does this world come to? Where a cop can't do their job.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, more people are going to show up. She's calling her family.
Like time to move her from the car. 13.
Okay. Which plan? Which window down?
Dear, I'm gonna give you a lawful order to step out of the vehicle. Ma'am, I'm giving you a lawful order to step out of the vehicle. Okay? Lawful order to step out of the vehicle. You're failing to provide your ID at a lawful traffic stop, which is a crime. Okay, so you can either roll the window down, or I will break it. Okay. So, ma'am, you've been given plenty of opportunities here. Are you going to provide your ID? Are you going to provide your ID?
Are you serious?
Absolutely. Are you going to provide your ID?
For what? What did I do wrong?
Speeding. Speeding was the reason for the traffic stop. Are you going to provide your ID? Are you going to provide your ID? Okay. I've asked you several times. You refuse to answer. Are you going to step out of the vehicle? Are you going to step out of the vehicle? Okay, ma'am, you are now under arrest. You are under arrest for obstruction of official business and failing to provide your ID. Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle, or I will break the window. Step out of the vehicle, or I will break the window. Ma'am, I'm telling you one more time. Step out of the vehicle, or I'm going to break the window. Okay.
Oh my God!
Please step out.
No, I didn't do anything wrong. Okay. I didn't even do anything wrong. Oh my God! This is crazy. Oh my God!
Put your hands together like a frame.
Wow! Are you serious? Oh yeah.
It's on the.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, switch your legs for me. Okay, come this way.
I got KG for it back.
You're not right.
Is this the supervisor?
Yes, it is, dear.
Can I speak to the supervisor, please?
Have a seat.
That is no problem whatsoever.
That's what it's here for.
I don't have a seat when there's all this stuff right there.
Scoot in around it. You're fine. Here. Hey, have a
I'm
seat.
trying to sit down, ma'am.
Put your legs in.
No use. Just hand it properly.
Thank you. Start calling family to show up too.
And are you doing great there?
Got the window rolled down.
Are you the supervisor?
I am.
And what's your name?
Sergeant McDonald.
I have done nothing wrong. I have done absolutely nothing wrong, officer. I promise to God on my dad's grave. My dad is deceased. And she pulled me out over. I asked her, and it's all on my recording on my phone. I asked her, was there any, like, how did you pull me out of the lineup out of all these people that was driving on the vehicle? I asked her, was I the only one on the road? She said, yes. I was not. Officer, it was vehicles in front of me. How did you pick me out of all the people? That's what I don't understand. I was not speeding at all. I was going to the shop. Oh my God. I was going to the shop. I'm trying to look for a stolen car. Yeah.
Why? Your car?
Yeah, I work for a business.
Who do you work for?
For Mary Rental Cars right down the street, and I was going there to put information so that I could have in the system.
So I guess the whole thing is, man, if she said she got you speeding,
She did not.
you can't say that. You
I
don't know how
was
these
not.
machines
That's the
work. You don't
thing.
know how they.
And that's the thing. I was not speeding. That's the funny part about. I was not speeding. Why would I
Well,
speed?
that's not something that we debate on the side of the road. If that's how you feel, then that's something you got to go to court for. And
That's fine.
she
I'll
says
just
that
go
you
to
were
court for
speeding,
that. I'll go to court first. I'll just go to
yeah,
court.
if she says that she had you speeding and she writes you a ticket, you still have to give her your information and go that route. This is
I asked to speak to a manager. I asked to speak to a supervisor. And then I don't know. He's a sergeant, the African American one. Them two had pulled up, and I asked to speak to a supervisor. They was like, okay, well, he's on his way. And then he broke the glass and everything for no reason. All I said was, let me speak to a supervisor. You didn't have to go to that extent to do all this extra stuff.
Calling other people to come here and everything else.
The owner. That's the owner. Oh my God! I called the owner. I'm scared. You guys are.
Did you ever give them your information?
I didn't because I didn't understand what.
I mean,
but
see,
listen,
you gotta look at it this way.
but
You
listen,
were being uncooperative with them from the
how am
rip.
I being uncooperative?
If you get pulled over by the police and you're
But
driving
I didn't
a vehicle,
even do anything.
You're talking over me. You're required to show them your driver's
Why am I
license.
required? I don't have rights. Where's my rights at then?
Well,
So I don't
if
have
you're-
rights?
If you're part of a traffic, I'm not saying you don't have rights. I'm saying you are required to provide information.
And you're the
have to give them
supervisor.
your ID. Absolutely.
I can't wait for this all to be on documentations.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's like driver's ed 101 that you're required to show your driver's license when you get pulled over on a traffic stop. Are we done talking? Have a good day.
That's funny that y'all could do all this, but y'all can't find a stolen car that I've been looking for. Tuh.
Well, we just found a different stolen car today.
We're just too busy.
Was it a Jeep Cherokee?
Yeah.
Was it a Jeep Cherokee?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. A Jeep Cherokee that's reported stolen. I have documentations that it's stolen. That's why you see that contract in the vehicle.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, I don't know if you've been informed yet. I already told you you're under arrest, but you're also going to be going to Summit County Jail today. Is there anything in your purse that would be considered contraband? Any marijuana, anything like that? Or tobacco products?
Not that I'm aware of. That's the owner right there.
The owner of the vehicle?
Yes. I work for a rental car company,
Oh, I gotcha.
and I have done nothing wrong. I'm trying to tell you, I did not do anything wrong.
You did fail to provide your ID after being...
But I did not do. How did I? She didn't even verify me speeding. I wasn't. That's the funny
Dude,
part.
that's that's what court's for.
But I did not. I was not even speeding. That's the crazy part.
And that's what court's for.
I was not
if
even
you
speeding.
weren't speeding and she can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, then you can't be convicted of speeding. But out here on the streets is not where we can argue those things.
This is crazy. Can you at least get my keys that's in the vehicle and put it with my belongings?
They got like your house keys on them?
Yes.
Yeah, let me grab them.
Could you at least look for that Jeep that I'm looking for to check these cameras?
I promise you, dear, if it's stolen and we have a list of vehicles we all actively look for.
Because I noticed when I called the detectives yesterday and spoke with the detectives, they were saying that it was like pinging off a copy, like through the cameras.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah. It's just about a matter of time till we find it.
What's your head?
You go to the traffic jam?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, all this could have been avoided. It was a speeding ticket.
I wasn't even speeding, but
Created all of this.
I'll fight you in court. That's all.
Dude, I got upset on television. I got it off rolling. This is not gone well this morning. Warrants, this bullshit. It was a speeding ticket. Fucking speeding ticket.
Take them off.
It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
What are all your charges?
I didn't even do anything. That's the crazy part. That's why I'm so confused. And I asked to speak to the supervisor and I was refused the information.
Well, the supervisor showed up.
I asked to speak to his supervisor and he wasn't even acting like a supervisor. And everybody was being so aggressive. I'm just so scared because it's like I didn't even do anything. I didn't even do anything. All I'm just doing was just going to the shop. And that's all I'm going to do. I work for a winter car business. I'm looking for a stolen car. I was not even speeding. I'm not even like that. That was so crazy. And that's all I was asking was for to speak to the supervisor because I was not even speeding. I was trying to put the key back up that I had for the Jeep. That was it. And I was about to go back home to take my medicine. And I was not expecting all this to happen.
Ashamed of nothing, offended by everything. That is the simplest way to understand this stop. because from the first seconds, the driver acts like the traffic stop itself is an insult. She is told she was stopped for speeding. She is asked for her driver's license and insurance. That is the basic starting point of almost every traffic stop in America. But instead of handing over identification, she immediately turns the stop into a debate. She wants to know why she was picked out of traffic. She wants to see the radar. She wants proof on the side of the road. She wants a supervisor. She wants officer names. She wants to record. She wants explanations. She wants the stop to become a courtroom before the officer can even identify who she is. And the irony is hard to miss. She is demanding everyone else's information while refusing to provide her own. That is the core contradiction of the entire video. She wants transparency from the police, but she does not want to participate in the most basic legal requirement placed on a driver. Identify yourself during a lawful traffic stop. She wants accountability from the officers, but she refuses the one thing that allows the stop to move forward. She wants their names, their supervisor, their proof, and their patience, but not their lawful instructions. That is not standing up for your rights. That is trying to control a process you do not understand. If you believe a speeding ticket is wrong, there is a correct path for that. You take the citation, you go to court, you challenge the evidence, you question the radar, you ask whether the officer visually estimated speed, you ask about calibration, you make the state prove its case. The roadside is not where that trial happens. The officer does not have to prove the speeding case beyond a reasonable doubt before asking for a driver's license. That is what court is for. On the street, the standard is much lower. The officer says she observed a speeding violation, and that gives her a lawful basis to initiate the stop and request the driver's identification. The driver keeps acting as if she can refuse identification until the officer gives her the entire case file. That is where everything goes wrong. And what makes it even more avoidable is how calm the officers are. This is not a scene where police rush the car after 10 seconds. This is not a scene where someone immediately smashes the window because the driver asked one question. They tell her over and over what the issue is. They explain that she needs to provide ID. They tell her a supervisor is coming. They warn her that refusing to provide ID can lead to arrest. They ask her to keep her hands visible. They try to keep the tone controlled. She is given chance after chance to choose the easy version of the stop. She refuses all of them. That matters because a lot of people try to rewrite these situations after the fact. Once the window is broken, the arrest looks dramatic. Once several officers are standing around the car, the driver can say they were aggressive. Once she is in handcuffs, she can say she was scared. But the body cam shows the buildup. The officers did not start at the broken window. She walked them there one refusal at a time. First, she refuses to provide her ID. Then she refuses to accept the explanation that the radar does not need to be shown on demand. Then she keeps the window up and makes communication harder. Then she demands a supervisor as if a supervisor automatically pauses the stop. Then she refuses again after being told what will happen. Then, when given a lawful order to step out, she does not comply. By the time the window breaks, it is not because the officers had no other idea. It is because every simpler option had already been offered to her. The supervisor demand is another important piece. Some drivers treat "I want a supervisor" like they are in a restaurant asking for the manager. But a traffic stop is not customer service. A supervisor can come to the scene, and in this case, one does. But the existence of a supervisor does not erase the driver's obligations in the meantime. You do not get to refuse ID, refuse commands, lock yourself in the car, and hold the stop hostage until a higher-ranking officer personally satisfies you. That is not how law enforcement works. A supervisor is not a reset button, a supervisor is not a legal shield, and a supervisor does not turn a lawful order into a suggestion. The most revealing moment comes when she says she has done nothing wrong. That phrase becomes her emotional anchor. She repeats it again and again. She did nothing wrong. She was not speeding. She is not a bad person. She does not deserve this. But even if she truly believed she was not speeding, that does not justify what came next. You can be innocent of the original traffic violation and still create a new offense by refusing to comply with the lawful process. That is what people miss. The speeding ticket and the obstruction are two different things. If she was wrongly accused of speeding, she could fight that in court. But refusing to identify herself during the stop created a separate legal problem. That is why "I wasn't speeding" does not answer the officer's instruction. The instruction was not "admit you were speeding." The instruction was "provide your ID." Those are not the same thing. And the officers explain this in plain language. One of them tells her that if she was not speeding and the officer cannot prove it in court, then she cannot be convicted of speeding. That is exactly the correct framework. But he also explains that the side of the road is not where they debate the citation. That is probably the most useful lesson in the whole video. You do not have to agree with a ticket to comply with the stop. You do not have to believe the officer is right to provide your license. You do not have to surrender your ability to fight the case later just because you identify yourself now. The smart move is simple. Comply with the legal requirements, preserve your objections, and fight the accusation in the proper place. Instead, she chooses the most expensive version of being wrong. A possible speeding citation becomes multiple officers on scene, a routine stop becomes a tow issue, a closed window becomes a broken window, a court date becomes a trip to jail, all because she refuses to do the one thing that every licensed driver knows is coming when police stop the car. There is also a practical public service problem here. When someone turns a routine traffic stop into a prolonged standoff for no legal reason, it does not only waste their own time, it ties up officers who could be responding to crashes, emergencies, stolen vehicles, domestic calls, medical calls, or people who actually need help. That is why this kind of behavior feels bigger than one stubborn driver. A system has limited resources. Every unnecessary escalation consumes them. If someone refuses identification after being repeatedly warned, keeps officers standing around, forces a supervisor response, creates a tow scene, and ultimately requires a window break and arrest, there should be a real consequence for that waste. Not because asking questions is wrong. Asking questions is fine. Recording is fine. Requesting a supervisor can be fine. But using those things as a shield against a basic lawful obligation is different. That is not civic awareness. That is obstruction dressed up as rights language. Her victim narrative after the arrest is also telling. Once she is speaking to the supervisor, she frames everything around how scared she was, how aggressive the officers were, how she did nothing wrong, how she just wanted a supervisor, how she works for a rental car business and was looking for a stolen vehicle. Some of that may be true in isolation. Maybe she really was on her way to work. Maybe she really was looking for a stolen vehicle connected to the business. Maybe she really did feel afraid once the stop escalated. But none of that changes the simple fact that she did not provide her license when she was lawfully required to. That is the point she keeps trying to avoid. The supervisor eventually says it plainly. When you get pulled over while driving, you are required to show your driver's license. He even calls it driver's ed level basic. And he is right. This is not an obscure technical rule. This is not a hidden legal trap. This is one of the first things people learn about driving. The driver wants to turn the scene into a civil rights crisis. But the practical truth is much smaller. She was stopped, she was asked for ID, she refused, she was warned, she still refused, she was ordered out, she still refused. The window was broken, she was arrested. That is not mystery, that is sequence. And that sequence is why the officer's calmness matters so much. If they had been yelling from the start, it would be easier for her to sell the idea that they caused the escalation. But the body cam shows something different. They are almost unusually patient. They explain, repeat, wait, clarify, warn, and give her more time than many officers would. Her problem is not that they failed to explain. Her problem is that she did not like the explanation. There is a difference. The arrest may look dramatic because glass shatters, but the drama is not proof that the officers overreacted. A locked car can become a safety issue. A driver refusing to identify can become an arrestable issue. A person refusing to step out after being placed under arrest cannot simply remain behind a window until they feel ready. Once she chose noncompliance all the way to that point, forced entry became predictable, and that is what makes this one of the most avoidable arrests possible. There was no complicated investigation, no confusing search warrant, no chaotic foot chase, no unclear identity crisis, no emergency medical situation, no rapidly changing violent scene, just a speeding stop, a license request, and a driver who apparently believed that being offended was the same thing as being legally correct. According to the case information provided, she was charged with obstruction after refusing to identify herself and refusing to exit the vehicle when ordered. That outcome is important because it shows the arrest was not really about the original speeding allegation anymore. It became about what she chose to do during the stop. That is the lesson she should have learned before the window broke. Rights are real, but they are not magic words that cancel responsibilities. You can record, you can ask for names, you can request a supervisor, you can fight the ticket in court, but if you are driving and you are lawfully stopped, you still have to identify yourself. She could have spent the day arguing a speeding ticket. Instead, she spent it explaining why she was in handcuffs.